it is, Warlord Games Black Powder Epic Battles ACW Cavalry Brigade. So this is a very hefty set. I didn't realize that this was the non-resin kit. This is absolutely the metal kit, which makes it quite heavy. That means everything in here is metal. I'm going to turn this around. So in this kit, you're going to get 60... Well, it says here 60 Warlord Resin Epic Battle Scale Miniature Cavalry. That is incorrect. In fact, this is all metal. I wish I could convey the weight of this set, but it's pretty heavy. So even though it says a resin here, it's actually all metal, and you're going to see that once we open this up. It's also going to come with 2 Epic Battle Bases plastic sprues, a Union flag leaflet, and a Confederate flag leaflet. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside. All right, first off are your bases. So you get 2 of them. These look very similar to the ones that are actually in the Infantry Brigade sets. You'll absolutely be using these for your cavalry. These are normally the infantry, these are the command or commander, and then these are the artillery ones. But you're obviously going to be using this for cavalry, but they are the same. So next up are your 2 flag leaflets, the Union and the Confederates. These are absolutely the same as what you get in the brigade boxes. So I'm not going to go through and have us take a look at these. We've seen these before. It's just nice to have some extra that you can photocopy. So, all right, next up you get 6 baggies. Each of these contain cavalry figures. We're going to take a closer look at a few of them. I'm not sure if they're actually the same across the board here, but they are metal, unlike what it states on the box as being resin. So when they initially produced these, they were supposed to have the resin figures come out in conjunction with the other sets. However, I believe there was an issue with the resin and they couldn't get those out, so they actually casted them in metal. I actually think I would prefer that, but in any case, we're going to go ahead and open a few of these and we'll see what's inside the baggies. Alright, so in this baggie, packed lovingly by Melissa, so thank you, Melissa, you have your standard cavalry regiment here. I'm going to bring a couple of these figures up. This one actually has a saber at the shoulder. You can also see the carbine or carbine right there. Very well detailed figure. Again, there's not going to be any distinction between this and a Confederate cavalryman in terms of modeling. The only distinction will be how you paint them up. So their uniform will be painted differently. Okay, so this figure here. Saber is drawn and at the ready. Beautiful figure. And we'll pick one more. In fact, actually these poses are all pretty much the same. You're either going to have this guy with the saber at the shoulder or this guy with the saber at the ready. So we're going to go ahead and open up another baggie. Alright, this next baggie, also packed by Melissa, thank you Melissa, actually have 2 different poses compared to the first one. The first pose here, pistol is drawn and at the ready. It's actually beautiful. I do love the metal figures. I don't know if the details will be as crisp with the resin figures. I'm sure they are. But there's something about having the heft of metal on your stand that actually makes it, I don't know, at least for me, more enjoyable to move around on the table. So, all right, on this figure, it's basically just a rider holding the reins. You can see his hat right there. And again, these are all the same poses in this particular baggie. And I'm not sure if when you're building the squadrons or the regiments out, whether you can just mix and match the poses. I'm sure that that is the case, considering that you have repeats of the poses. So that just allow you to configure your squadrons / regiments into a way that is aesthetically pleasing for you as the modeler. So, all right, we're going to go on to the next baggie. All right, the next baggie up, again, packed by Melissa. I believe convey 2 more poses, although one of them looks very similar to one of the poses from the first baggie. And it's this guy with the saber at the ready. I think maybe it is slightly different because the saber is a little bit lower on that first pose, but that's one of them. Next pose here, again, has the saber at the ready, but if you notice the hat, it has the brim cocked up a little bit. So, all right, next baggie up, also Once again, packed by Melissa. I think for the rest of the video, I'm just going to say that it's packed by Melissa, because I think she was responsible for this box. But in any case, so this is a different pose. One hand on the rein, as opposed to one of the other figures that actually had both hands on the reins. Got a kepi on. And then this pose, I believe, is the same as one of the first poses that we saw from the first baggie. I mean, there could be a slight difference. I don't recall the first one having a beard. So, yeah. Again, all very wonderfully detailed figures for this scale. I really like them. Alright, on to the next baggie. Alright, next baggie, I think these are repeats in terms of poses. This guy has a kepi, and he is holding the reins. Okay. And the next one, this guy is also holding the reins with both hands. So I think this is another repeat. Alright, the last baggie has the command options. There are 3 different poses here. First off, you're going to have the bugler right there. I love the detail on this scale. It's actually quite nice. Alright. Next up, we have the officer. This saber is actually not curved. It's just bent. So there you are. Yep. And then lastly, you have the standard bearer, or the flag bearer. Alright. And there you have it, Warlord Games Black Powder Epic Battles ACW Cavalry Brigade. Here are my final thoughts on this particular set. Detailing is fantastic on them. At this scale, you would think maybe a little drop off in quality, but I think all of the figures from this entire series of figures for ACW are wonderfully detailed, and this particular kit, especially in metal, continues that quality. I love that they're metal rather than resin, so you know, it was a nice surprise to actually get the metal figures. Obviously, when I lifted this box up at the store, at my local game store, I knew at that point it was metal, but the box did state resin on there. I think usually with a saran wrap on the box, it would have told you, it would have had a little label saying that these were metal rather than resin, but that was not the case when I purchased this from my local game store. Nice variety of poses, and as you can see, you can create 3 regiments of cavalry for your Confederate or Union army. So, alright, that's it. If you like this video, go ahead and click like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I appreciate it if you would. Click the bell notification icon to get notified of all new unboxings coming out of the channel, and then click the link in the description below to join our Discord server. That's the best way I could personally interact with you and chit-chat you about Black Powder and any other game system that we cover on the channel. So, that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more unboxing videos from More Gaming Noob Historical.